How do you manage to enforce this for yourself and your kids at home?
That when you make this choice, what you're doing to your child. Because their brain functioning has stopped.
Oh, okay. Like what's happening?
It's like you're waking up from a coma.
Screen time, a never ending battle. And as they grow older, it just seems to get tougher. Some people say that, well, we grew up with screens too. What's the big deal? But let's be really honest. The screens we grew up with were televisions, first of all. Secondly, it was not as addictive as it is right now. Yes, we were caught playing in some corner where when our parents used to watch TV or the screen or whatever, but actually it is not as harmful as it is today. Today, screens are everywhere, in your pocket, in your palm, in the quiet corners of your home. A study showed that kids in urban India under the age of 2 are being shown 2.5 hours of screen every single day, when WHO actually recommends 0 screen time for kids under the age of 2. The impact of screen is sleep disruptions, emotional regulation issues. The list is never ending. Hi, I'm Sneha Javeri, your fellow mommy friend and the host of Mumma Approved, a podcast where I ask all your questions to the best people in the business. Today we have with us Ruchira Darda. She is an expert in this field. She has spent years of research and years educating parents about screen time and how to make their life simpler. She's a parent educator. She's a published author. She's a columnist. She's also a TEDx speaker. And she is super passionate about raising screen-free children. So I'm so excited to have this conversation with her today. Join me. Thank you so much, Ruchira, for sitting down with me. This is going to be an amazing episode. I can feel it.
Thank you for having me, Sneha. I'm so glad that you've joined this mission to spread this awareness among parents. And let's help them together.
Absolutely. And I think we all need all the help that we can get. But I want to know, I read your intro and I'm super impressed. And I want you to tell me how this happened for you. Like, how did you become this voice of reason for parents? How did you become this parent educator with such a strong stand and so much compassion for helping parents, children, all of that? How did this happen for you?
So at the core of my being, I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I think it comes down from the family. I come from a business family. And I've got good success, Neha, actually.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with good teams and we have good work.
Yeah.
But post-COVID is when I actually realized how much our children need us.
Right.
And I did my counseling, coaching, all my certifications, the education in parenting for my children, selfishly to kind of, help myself do better.
Right.
Being a young mom, you don't know, you're so lost. What is what, how to deal with situations, how to deal with conversations. I just wanted to learn for myself. That is where it all began.
Right.
And during COVID, I realized how much the children were struggling.
Yeah.
Because of lack of parenting. And not only children, parents were struggling.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know how to handle the children. Children were home all the time.
Yeah.
I dealt with cases where parents were abusing their children out of frustration.
Yeah.
They didn't just know what to do with the kids the entire day.
Yeah.
I dealt with parents whose kids locked themselves in the room and didn't eat for a few days. And it was frightening. Children who were going through severe behavioral transitions. And that's where this actually became formative for me, that I really want to do this.
Right.
It's really more passionate. And I feel this is my way of giving back. God has been very kind to us. I've got a lot of guidance in my life.
Yeah.
And I thought, let me try at least to help a few parents do this better.
Yeah.
So this is where it all began, actually. Yeah.
Nice. And I know that you are super passionate about your stand on screen time. And that's what we are going to be discussing today, about how the impact of screen time for especially kids under the age of 5, because that's where it all starts. And then it's just a downward spiral from there. And we all know where we end up at, and I feel like parents are being able to control this phenomenon less and less, maybe because of lack of awareness, maybe because of no other option or not knowing any better or whatever the reason might be. But I just thought that sitting down with you today and you giving us your perspective, because you have actually had this conversation with so many mums, you've seen so many kids struggle through this, it would be
Yeah.
really helpful to discuss this.
Sure, of course.
So I want to ask you that, first of all, why have you picked this as one of your pet topics? Why have you picked this as a topic so close to your heart? Secondly, in that same breath, you have your own kids, I know. So how do you manage to enforce this for yourself and your kids at home?
So why did I pick this topic? Actually, according to me, Sneha, this is the next pandemic for us. This is the cholesterol of the future.
Yes.
This is everything. This is the source of all illness.
Yes.
And I'm actually seeing real life cases.
Yeah.
Like I actually deal with parents dealing with the struggles of excessive screen time.
Yeah.
And it begins very small. It begins with 5-10 minutes, innocently. We all need help when we are young moms. So we always choose this babysitter, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
so easy.
yes.
Kids are definitely going to glue in.
Yeah.
What we don't realize is what is the real impact of screen time on our brain
Yeah.
and our development.
Yeah.
And I saw this very closely.
Yeah.
I think that's why I want to help parents understand that when you make this choice, what you're doing to your child,
Yeah.
what is exactly happening to that child's brain and development.
Right.
And then you choose.
Right.
So sometimes parents tell me, थोड़े से क्या फर्क पड़ते हैं? So I have to tell you that, would you give your child a sip of alcohol? थोड़े से क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
Yeah. Yeah.
You won't do that.
Exactly.
You won't give your child a lick of cocaine. थोड़े से क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
Yeah. It's the same thing.
You're exactly doing that.
Wow.
You're exactly doing that. The impact of drugs on our brain is exactly the same as screen time on our brain. I talk to psychologists who are creating screen addiction cells in their hospitals because now drug addiction cases have reduced. Screen addiction cases have gone up.
Wow.
In young children, 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds are getting admitted.
So what exactly
rehab.
happens in, like, what do you mean by addicted?
So we need to understand what this is doing to our brain.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's exactly, this is what I'm trying to tell in my workshop, that just understand what is happening and then you make a mindful choice.
Right.
And we all have to use the screens or devices or digital media as a tool, but let us not become the victim of,
All of
or
this,
the
yeah.
slaves of
Yeah.
everything available to us today. So what this does is basically we all crave for dopamine. Do you know what dopamine
Yes.
is?
Yeah.
So dopamine is a
happy
happy
hormone.
hormone. Yeah. So we all crave for it. This conversation is releasing a little dopamine for both of us.
Right.
And screens, like when we're watching something passively, we're getting a lot of dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why that feeling of thoda or, like,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
enjoyment is so much. We all love a dopamine hit because it's a pleasure hormone. Now, games, episodes, all this mindless scrolling, everything is kind of regulated with something called a dopamine regulator. So while you are getting excessive amounts of dopamine at one sitting,
Yeah.
your brain is being told that, hey, you only got so much. You got very little. You need little more. Because on a routine day, say I would get this much dopamine.
Right.
Right. But the dopamine regulator will tell my brain that, hey, you only got this much because of screen time.
Yeah.
So you go for that little more. Thoda or.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That
Yeah.
feeling of, Mama, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? That's why children ask you for that extra time.
Yeah.
Because their brain is getting a message that, hey, you've not received your dopamine quota from this activity.
Yeah.
My simplest example for this is samosa.
Yeah.
When you see a garam samosa coming out of the kadai, you're very excited. You have a smile on your
Yeah.
face right now.
Yeah.
So we all get that little dopamine hit of like nostalgia, the memory, the taste, the flavor. We enjoy that one piece. So we get a little dopamine hit. And then we'll ask for the second piece. Because it's not enough. Like we only got this much from the first
Yeah.
one. Now we
Yeah.
want a little more.
Yeah.
So we'll have the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now in the third one, you won't feel as much joy.
Right.
Because your brain will tell your body that, hey, we've got enough dopamine from this activity.
You're done.
The samosa gave us dopamine hit. We are happy with this much and we are done.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to eat more.
Correct.
Right? So we got self-regulated. But all of the programming that is available today and the games, they disrupt self-regulation. So the dopamine regulator is actually disrupting that function of our brain. So we never come to know that we've had enough. And that's why we all do mindless scrolling. We're all victims of it.
Absolutely.
I can't say I am not. Because
Yeah.
once you get into the app, it sucks you in. Because that's the job of the app.
Yeah.
It's designed like that.
Right.
Now, for children, when they're sucked in so deeply, at that time, I say they go into a zombie mode.
Yeah. And they look like zombies only.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you will see a child watching TV for long periods of time, they watch like this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Because their brain functioning has stopped.
Yeah.
So they're not blinking anymore.
Yeah.
In this conversation, we both have already blinked a million times.
Yeah.
But imagine that you're not blinking at all for the period of time you're watching
Yeah.
the TV. And then you're not even breathing through your nose because your functioning has stopped. Your brain functioning has stopped. So you're breathing through your mouth.
Right. Yeah.
So I literally tell the children in the workshop that you're actually like a dead body. Your body functioning has stopped at that time
Yeah.
because your brain has stopped. Now, if the brain has paused, that means brain development has paused.
Oh my God. That's scary.
So how does brain development work? Now, very simply to put is, we have something called integrations. Integrations are formed when we go through life experiences.
Yeah.
So this conversation is an integration. I'm building a small dot in my brain.
Right.
Just call it a file.
Yeah.
Everything that we do, from the minute I walked in and I sat down here and had this conversation, I have built probably 5 or 7 integrations.
Right.
You know, the experience of going to the dressing room, combing my hair, talking to you, recording, checking my image on the camera, all of it was
Yeah.
part of building an integration.
Yeah.
For that period of time, when the child is watching TV, there is no integration being formed. Now, one integration links to the other. So my next integration will get auto-connected to this integration. But now, because there was a lag in the child's brain, the connection is missing.
Wow.
So they, when they get up from the screen, they feel a little lost. They look around them, and then they're a bit shocked about where they are. They're kind of re-registering their presence.
Oh my God, you are
In their
so
space.
right. I have noticed this with my older one when you tell her, right, that okay, now you're done. Your time to watch is over. It takes her like a moment to kind of, oh, okay, like what's happening? And I mean, and literally when you walk into the room when she is watching her thing, even if it's not on an iPad, it's on a television, but still, it's like she's like glued beyond repair. Her eyes are wide, as exactly what you said, and her mouth is open, and she's glued, fixated on that screen. So
Yeah.
absolutely, I know exactly what you're saying. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that is
It's
crazy.
like you're waking up from a coma.
Wow.
You're waking up and then realizing what happened around you,
Yeah.
right? So it takes you a moment to register.
Yeah.
Now, if this is an episode that happens for a long period of time, like say many, many days of doing this, children have that continuous lag,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now one integration is not connecting to the next one. So the messaging is not passing through. So now, we tell children, hey, you learned this in the morning. How can you forget in the evening?
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you this like just now.
Yeah.
Why are you not able to connect it?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not able to connect it because there's a
Oh.
missing connection.
Wow. So it's like, it's not just about the screen. It's going into so many aspects of your life, like learning, like so many other things.
Everything, because see, if you have a missing connection,
Yeah.
how will the messaging go through?
Wow. Yeah.
It's like a pipeline is missing.
Hmm.
You have water flowing from one source, and there is a pond somewhere else that the water can go into. But if there's a pipeline missing,
How will
the
it
water
go?
will deflect into many places and it'll just be leaked and over.
Yeah.
It'll never reach the destination.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening
That's
to the
such a
brain.
great example.
So you don't have a pipeline.
Yeah.
So the brain actually figures out a rerouting of the messaging, but it's very slow.
Yeah.
So you see, crime is really going up right now,
Yeah.
especially the younger generation is more aggressive,
Yeah.
more disturbed.
Yeah.
And that's because they have missing integration. So they're not able to comprehend and they're not able to problem solve. So the lack of problem solving, the lack of comprehension creates frustration.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you release frustration?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a very grave situation. It's very deep and it needs to be understood by everybody. When we
Yeah.
choose to give the access to our children, this is the choice we're making for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I encounter parents who are giving 6 hours of unlimited access. The child literally only watches TV after coming from school.
Oh my God.
There are parents who are struggling with overgaming because once the child is addicted, he's addicted. Even he doesn't know
No,
how
but
to
this
step out
gaming
of
I've
this.
heard of as well because it just hooks you on. Like I heard a podcast where they said that there was this kid who would not wake up, not brush, not shower, not nothing, literally, and the parents had no control. So I assume that this is what you call addiction,
Exactly.
because you just cannot like tear yourself away from that gaming situation.
The child is probably looking for that dopamine
Yeah.
and he's not getting a natural source.
But the gaming thing becomes even graver because then they're playing with strangers and then they're betting and there's a lot of stuff
Those
involved.
are the other side effects
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
For me right now, my biggest concern is development.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, like today, you and me have a developed brain.
Yeah.
So we can think through stuff. We
Yeah.
can do things as a situation presents itself.
Yeah.
But today's children are lacking that basic skill.
Wow.
Either you tell them A, B, C, this is how you have to go forward,
Yeah.
or they don't know how to go forward.
Yeah. They're not thinking. Yeah.
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 And that is actually not, they are not thinking, they are unable to connect information. So when I say unable to connect information, another great example, an easy thing to understand is we all learn cycling as a child,
Right.
right? So when we did our first cycling, when we sat on the cycle for the first time, we wobbled or we fell down.
Yeah.
So that made an integration.
Yeah.
Then we learned how to pedal. We learned how to balance.
Yeah.
Then we got confidence from that.
Yeah.
We learned how to go around the turns. We learned how to make that number 8. We
Yeah.
learned so much, right?
Right.
Now, these were all little integrations that were made.
Yeah.
If my brain development is working well, as an adult, if I choose to say become a cyclist or take part in a cyclothon,
Yeah.
my childhood integrations will help me to remember that, hey, this is how you balance, this is how you manage speed, this is how you manage turns.
Yeah.
And then I build my skill on that. But if you have missing integrations,
Yeah. Then how
firstly,
will
you
that
might not
happen?
even
Yeah.
have a goal like a cyclothon. But if you do have a goal like a cyclothon, it's like you have to relearn how to
Everything.
cycle.
Yeah.
Because this information is not available to your brain anymore.
Wow.
It's disconnected.
This is so scary. This is scary. So how do you circumvent the situation yourself as a parent at home?
Teaching my children mindful use of every device.
How old are they?
My kids are now 14 and 11.
Okay, so they have a mind of their own and they are still able to, because of your guidance, able to regulate their screen time.
Absolutely.
And how have you managed to do that? That is like what everybody wants to know.
So access is a very important thing that you need to monitor.
Yeah.
If I give my child unlimited access, they're going to use it.
Right.
But if I define the usage,
Yeah.
they're going to follow it. And that's something you can start young, right?
That we should start young.
You should. You
Yeah.
should. So my children know that their TV time is this.
Yeah.
This is how much they can watch.
Yeah.
At one sitting, I discourage sitting more than 25 minutes
Right.
because that's when your brain starts switching off.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is important. The timing of the day is important.
Yeah.
You cannot watch any kind of screen post 3-4 o'clock. So my only allowance for them is after school, if they want to like kind of see for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's after a bath. They've had a
Snack,
juice, a
yeah.
salad, something natural, fresh, raw.
Yeah.
So they've got like a good amount of raw energy.
Yeah.
And then they can sit and watch for a little bit.
Yeah.
right after screen time, they have to have a glass of water. Because when you breathe from your mouth, you're very dehydrated.
Yeah.
So that adds to the frustration, right? So rehydrating. Second is they have to go down to play. It's a rule.
Yeah.
If you watch TV, you have to go down to play. Because your brain has been dead for that much time.
Yeah.
Movement is the best cure for the brain.
Wow. Okay.
So after TV time is playtime. You cannot put a child to study or do anything productive after TV time.
Yeah.
So they go down to play. They'll play, they'll sweat it out, they'll come back, freshen up, and that's when they will do their homework or anything else that they have to
But
do.
that's a great routine, actually. And then when you're sitting for homework, you've got everything out of your system. You've watched your TV, you've played, you've done your thing, and now you're really ready to put in some productive work before dinner time.
Movement is the best cure that you can give your
Yeah.
children. I know in like a city like Mumbai, there's a lot of restrictions to movement.
Yeah.
But we as parents have to take the responsibility of
To
creating the
figuring it out.
opportunities.
Yeah, we have to figure it out for them.
Yeah.
So my daughter is actually 2, my younger one. And I don't know if it's a second child thing or whatever, but she knows that she's not allowed to watch. So when my older one's TV time comes, which is only on the weekends, and say she puts on the TV, the other one just picks herself up and waddles out of the room because she knows okay, this is not, this Didi does, this I don't do, okay. But I want to know that, is it okay at 2 to start a little bit of screen, or is it a complete no-no at this age? Like, do you completely let this be till the time that they don't ask for it? Or is there an age at which it should be or can be, not should, but can be introduced? Or is it a no-no till till we are desperate?
So like I said, would you give your child a packet of cocaine? You wouldn't.
Yeah,
So this is exactly that.
right.
Today, all of us are in a situation where at some point we will have to give that access to
Yeah.
our children. Unfortunately, we won't be able to say a complete no
Yeah,
unless we choose to live very differently.
yeah.
I would say restrict it till
Till you
whatever
can.
age you can. Why give it till the child doesn't ask for it or doesn't need it?
Right. Yeah.
A 2-year-old actually doesn't need any screen time.
Right.
She's very happy to play in the kitchen
She's
with
very
some
happy.
utensils.
Absolutely.
She's very happy to just play with you.
Yeah.
She's very happy to just roll on the floor for a couple of hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why take that away?
Yeah.
Why take that away?
Yeah.
The worst thing we're doing to our children is feeding in front of the screen.
Oh my God. That was actually going to be my next question. Yeah.
Because feeding in front of the screen is, imagine your brain is shut down. Like
Yeah.
I've already explained to you what
Yeah.
happens to the brain.
Yeah.
If your brain is shut down, who's working on the digestive system? Nobody. So you're basically satisfying yourself as a parent that I have fed my child food, but that food is like being put in a dustbin. It's
Wow.
just sitting in the stomach. It's not really getting digested because
Is
the
that
child,
what exactly happens?
Yeah.
Wow.
because the child is not registering that they're eating. The brain is not registering that the body is eating.
Yeah.
So who's activating the digestive system?
Yeah.
When you connect with the food, it's an experience of all 5 senses,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when you look at the food, the brain gets a message,
Yeah.
system activate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
So-
you smell the food.
Yeah.
Then you taste the food. Then you chew it. You feel it with your fingers. All your senses are connected.
Right.
That's the messaging your brain receives.
Yeah.
That, hey, I'm eating something. Activate the digestive system.
Yeah.
That's when your belly fire gets activated. But today, kids are watching TV. Their brain is seeing something. The brain is registering this information.
Not
right
even
now.
TV.
iPad or
iPad
phone
and
or
phone.
anything. Any device. And the brain is registering that information that, hey, I'm watching this device. This is some content. I have to pick up pieces of information from here. So the digestive system is not working,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is what we don't realize. And honestly, I'm guilty of that too, because when I was a young parent, before I even learned anything, I made all these mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I was struggling myself.
Right.
Right? You struggle as a young girl. You don't know how to take care of a child.
Absolutely.
You've been
Because
given
you're also
this-
so young, and
Exactly.
there's so much of information overload. But if this is true for us, because now with us going back to the basics, eating local, this, that has become so big in our lives now.
Yeah.
And eating mindfully, where, you
Yeah.
know, your mind, body, soul, everything is involved in that whole act of
Yeah.
eating. So why are we taking this away from our children? You know, that's the
And we are
question.
creating picky eaters, no?
Yeah.
Because the child never realizes what they're
What they're
eating.
eating. Yeah.
You can feed him a raw, like bitter gourd, he'll eat it.
Yeah.
They won't
Yeah.
realize because there's no flavor in their mouth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And food is such a passionate experience.
Yes.
There's so much flavor, color.
Yeah.
It's a creative experience. You're
Yeah.
depriving your child of that experience.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And when I was researching before our conversation, the most Googled question by mothers is, first of all, should I show screen to my child while eating? How do I take away the screen from my child? Because then after a point you're like, bas bahut ho gaya. Ab, you know, bachcha screen ke alawa khata hi nahi hai. So now how do I take away the screen after you've given the screen? And thirdly, again, it's about the screen only, that how do I make sure that I can regulate this time that I'm giving and not give extensive hours of screen. So basically the 3 most Googled questions is about screen and eating and screen, believe it or
Okay.
not.
No, I'm not shocked.
I was shocked. I think there's so many other things to ask, right? As a young mother.
I'm telling you, the struggle is real. Like, it's real. It's really bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Honestly, I want to just share that when I take workshops for children,
yeah,
kids get up and tell me how addicted their parents are, how addicted their siblings are. They come to me after workshop like, Auntie, can you help my little brother?
yeah.
How can I help my friend? They
Yeah.
recognize the addicts around them. They are
Right.
seeing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's quite frightening. I had this child get up and say, my brother is so addicted that my father tried to take the device from him and he kept banging his head to the table and the wall and he had to be admitted in the ICU. He broke his skull open.
Oh my God, that is insane. Oh my God, that is really crazy. This is the addiction.
That is addiction.
Wow.
That is addiction.
Wow.
This is the situation. It's very real.
Wow. But why do they get so... It's like withdrawals, is it? Like when you take away the
So what
screen
happens
or...
is, because there's a lag, right? Like when
Yeah.
the brain is not functioning
Yeah.
and you're in a coma phase.
Yeah.
So just imagine someone who's rising from coma,
Yeah.
how lost they feel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They are totally scared and frightened that what has happened
You're right.
around them.
Right.
Time has changed. People around them are talking, but they're not registering what is happening.
Right.
Or they are disconnected from that conversation, so they're not understanding.
Yeah.
So when a child is watching screens for excessive periods of time, they're in that phase.
Right.
Okay. When they switch off the TV, usually what happens is some adult is giving them instructions. Right? चलो अभी बहुत टीवी देख लिया, चलो अभी खाना खाओ या पढ़ाई करो, तुम तो ऐसे ही
Whatever,
करते
yeah.
हो, टंग 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 टंग
Yeah, yeah.
or lot of questions about their day or about their functioning or anything. So just imagine you're rising from coma and people asking, अरे तुमने homework किया क्या, तुमने टन 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 टन.
Yeah.
So what will you say? Let me go back in my coma.
Yeah.
I feel safer in my coma.
Huh.
So children want to go back to that dopamine hit.
Oh my
Correct?
God, yeah.
Because it's frightening. And why children, even adults, if your husband is mindlessly scrolling for 30 minutes and you come nagging, hey, what is this? Tum pure time phone pe rehte ho, ting, 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 ting. He is going to go back to the phone.
Yeah.
Because it's confusing for him what has suddenly happened. Why is she so irritated with me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody wants the happy hormone. Who wants the annoyed hormone? So
No,
you
but
go
it
back to
happens for us
dopamine.
also. Like when if I'm texting, okay, and then my child, of course, kids don't have the patience to wait. Ki bhai, mama is texting, let me wait, and then so obviously she's asking questions, and it's not one question, it's tuck, 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 tuck. And you are so irritated. You're like, just wait 1 second, let me just finish this, you know, and then you have to correct yourself. You're like, this is not her fault.
Yeah.
This is my fault. If I can send this text after 20 minutes, like,
Yeah.
you know, I really don't need to send it right now.
Yeah.
But we get so engrossed. And if we are getting engrossed, I can only imagine, as you're saying.
And that is at least an active activity. Like when you're texting, your brain is actually activated.
Yeah.
You're actively involved into that.
Yeah,
But when you're scrolling, it's a passive
it's
activity.
a passive activity.
So
Yeah.
your brain is on shutdown mode.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you're in that shutdown mode and somebody, like you're just rising from that,
Yeah.
and somebody comes to you and starts talking to you,
Yeah.
you want to go back and hide.
Right.
And that creates a loop.
Hmm.
So if you want to break your child from that loop, is allow them to come out of their coma
Yeah.
comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
so
attack them.
Don't attack them. So what is the discipline of this? Is let the TV go off. Let them take a few minutes to realign. Have a glass of water. I even advocate keeping some fruits next to the child. So when my children are watching TV, say like they watch an episode or something, there's always fruits behind them. Because during TV time, your body craves sugar or salt, right? Like you
Yes.
have that, either have a chip or a chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, why does it do that? According to me, is because your body is in a shutdown mode.
Yeah.
So your body wants sugar to activate you.
Yeah.
Or it wants a spice so that you would like flinch and you'll
Yeah.
actually like blink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if they have if they need to have something sugary, might as well have a fruit. Because it'll give them raw, natural energy.
Yeah.
At least they'll feel activated after that.
Right.
So the discipline is that let them come back to their senses, have a glass of water, let them move around, and then you start talking to the child.
Right.
This is what you have to teach your child.
Yeah, you have to
That's
do
why
this.
for me it is have a glass of water and go down to play.
Right.
We will do everything agenda based after or before. Like if I have to deal with something, like if I have, say, something at 5 in the evening and I'm not going to be around,
Yeah.
I'll do that right after he comes home, he's freshened up, he's had his snack and stuff. I'll sit with him and do what I need to do, and before he even sits to watch TV.
Correct. Because
So
after
we
that,
get them
you're
out the
right.
way.
It's
Yeah, otherwise it's after his playtime in the evening. So
Right.
that's how we manage the agenda.
yeah. But when we talk about educational content, okay, like so lots of parents I have noticed that even under the age of 2 show nursery rhymes, show, especially when we live in joint families. They're showing, oh, what is this? It's fine, alphabets, it's numbers, it's this, it's that. And we were also guilty of doing this with my first one, right? Because again, it was COVID.
We all must have done that.
Yeah,
yes.
and it was COVID, so there is really nothing to be done with the child after a certain point. How many activities can you do? So I remember showing her this number blocks something, some number game something where, oh, at least she learned counting. Now, when you're older and wiser, you're just like, I don't know if this was the right thing. So is there something called educational content, or is it just the biggest myth ever, and the education that comes has to come from real physical things and not really screen?
So as a parent, Sneha, I think what we need to realize and allow ourselves
Yeah.
is that your child does not need to be entertained.
Yes.
Your child does not need to be taught everything today.
Absolutely.
And that, I think, is the biggest trap that we all fall into as young mums.
Yes.
We feel our child will get left behind.
Yeah.
So we really struggle to fill them up with information
Yeah.
and teach them young.
Yeah.
What your child actually needs at a very young age is connection, security, time,
Yeah.
presence,
Yeah.
and just playful entertainment in the sense of let them be around you.
Yeah.
Let them clean with you. Let them cook with you. Let them hang around you. Let them play with kitchen utensils. Let them play with your body. Your body is the best game.
Yeah.
Because not only does it have everything that a child needs,
Yeah.
but it also gives them the connection that they need for feeling secure.
Right.
Today, the saddest thing that is happening is everybody sending their children from class to class.
Yeah.
Okay? There is zero connection with the parent. The child is hardly home.
Yeah.
The child is home only for meal times and nap times. Children
Absolutely.
are growing up with intense amounts of anxiety.
And lack of connection because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no connection with the parent.
Therefore, there's anxiety.
Yeah. Even a tigress keeps her cubs for 2 years next to her.
Right. Right.
Because that's the time the child is building their strength and security.
Yeah.
So first is we need to just stop this rat race of trying to make our children do everything
Yeah.
from a young age.
Yeah.
It's like I joke, like, are your children going to NASA at 5?
Yeah.
What is the rush?
What's
You
the
know,
rush?
honestly, what did we get as kids? We had such a simple
Simple,
life.
yeah. Down to play
I
was
think
our
I'm
life.
very successful as an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm very secure. I'm very sure. I am confident I can learn new things very easily.
Right.
The reason I continued my education through different medias is because I'm very confident I can learn new
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
If you tell me something new, I will go back and learn it.
Correct.
It's so easy for me because I am developed like that to pick up whatever comes my way.
Right. Yeah.
But today's kids are being taught all the time. So where is the time for processing? Zero time for processing. They're
Yeah.
continuously learning.
Yeah.
So they're not actually learning anything.
Yeah. Correct.
You're just dumping.
You're just dumping.
You're dumping and then realizing that, hey, my child is so dumb, he doesn't even get this.
Yeah.
I made him do this class like 10 times, but he still can't solve the Rubik's Cube. Yeah, but maybe your child is not getting time to freely play with it. He has to play with it himself to really figure out how to solve it.
Correct.
The class can teach you a technique, but if you don't practice it,
You're not going to be able to do it.
it's
Yeah.
of no use.
Yeah.
So one is that. Second is that we need to take help.
Yeah.
As young mothers, we need to actually bring in the idea that I am not supposed to raise this child on my own.
Absolutely.
My in-laws, my husband, the family around me, the staff around me, everybody is party to raising this child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly we are told, hey, everybody has a kid. Why are you finding it difficult?
Yeah.
What's your biggest
What's your
challenge?
problem? Yeah.
But it is a difficult experience.
Yeah.
And everybody needs help. And that's why there was a joint family set up before
Yeah.
to help you.
Yeah.
That while you took a nap, somebody else fed the child.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's exactly what you need to create right now for yourself.
Yeah.
So as a young child, your child doesn't need anything. Your child just wants
Education,
to
yeah.
be around you.
Right.
Now it's as a mother, what do you need?
Yeah.
You need to define it with clarity. That why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you choosing these activities?
Yeah. So, the toss up always, of course, we all have help. We all have, but there are tons of mothers who don't have that help and who are doing from scratch everything by themselves for their kids, right? At that point in time, it's possibly those mothers who kind of succumb to screen because they're just like, I just need 20 minutes of time where you are not breathing down my neck. So should they choose screen at that point? Or they can lose their cool, or should they choose sanity? You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes it's, and of course, I feel like when we, as you said, when we have a village raising that child, then it's all good because then you have no excuse to make these choices for your child because you have the village. So then you don't need to choose this. But when you don't have that village, in that situation, what would you say to that mother who is possibly choosing this evil just for that 20 minutes of peace, or then she lashes out at her child because she's done, you know?
Okay. So I think as a parent, not only mums, even dads,
Even dads.
we all really need to set limits for ourselves.
Yeah.
We are all in the rat race.
Yeah.
We're constantly running and we're running behind perfection.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, who's looking at it and giving us a prize?
No one.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So if you're a mum who has to handle a lot of chores already at home,
Yeah.
can you create the balance outside and give up on a few things outside
Yeah.
so that you don't lose your cool?
Yeah.
As a mum, can you let go of the idea of setting the perfect table? If you've prepped a good meal, let the table be easy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Let the family on a day-to-day just eat a simple meal easily
Yeah.
and not make it an agenda
Elaborate. Yeah.
so that you get a break.
Yeah.
Do as much as you can do comfortably.
Yeah.
Don't overload yourself also. Like I said, for the child, it's exactly the same for all parents and especially mums.
Yeah. Yeah.
We really need to start advocating this idea of let go of perfection.
Yeah.
Stop
Absolutely.
playing the perfect host. Stop playing the perfect homemaker because that adds so many layers of pressure.
Yeah.
And you know what? Go back to doing it for sure when the child is older.
Yeah.
But while the child is young, say up to 5 or 6 years, just let it go.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself, your basics, and your child.
Yeah.
Focus on taking care of yourself also. Go for a massage.
Yeah.
Leave the child with somebody for 2 hours. Take a massage.
Yeah.
If you want to have a cup of tea, leave the child with someone for half an hour.
Yeah.
And have a good cup of tea.
Yeah.
We all just need a break or two, like maybe an hour or two is more than enough in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. But
To
you
kind
need
of
a little downtime.
rejuvenate,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So give yourself that space.
Yeah.
As women, we don't give ourselves that space.
No, we don't.
We don't. We
Yeah.
pack ourselves from morning to night.
Yeah.
And we take pride in that idea
Yeah.
that, hey, I was the one who woke up before everybody. I gave my children bath. I sent them to school. I have taken care of the family. I've taken care of my work. I've done this. I've done that. And that we have learned to take pride in trying to kill ourselves. You see,
Yes.
it is illogical.
Absolutely.
And honestly, see how we all learn it a little later in life. Like I have learned it recently, maybe a few years ago.
Yeah.
Then what am I doing to myself? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
And you're absolutely right. There are no prizes and there is no first prize for this. It's only you and your child who eventually suffers because happy mama equals happy children, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, absolutely, I hear you. But you know what we find very difficult in especially joint families where, as you said, we have the village, we have that downtime, we have that, okay, if I have worked late, I know that my child is going to be fed because there's a village at home to make sure that the child is going to be fed, But that same village sometimes, it's challenging because when you live in joint families and you want to regulate certain things, whether like today we're talking about screen, but whether it's some kind of food that say you don't want to give your child, whether it's a screen that you don't want your child at 2 to see, or 3 to see, or as you said, till the child it does not ask for it. I don't want to share this screen with my child. But when you live in joint families, sometimes it's very challenging because when there are adults living in the family, they kind of take that call without you being involved.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, अरे हमको तो सब आता है, मतलब
Correct.
तुम्हारे जैसे बहुत से पैदा किए हैं और बहुत से बड़े भी किए हैं,
Yeah.
So it's like at that point you're just like, but the times are very different when we were young, when you were parents. Today
Yeah.
the time is very different, but it's very difficult to explain this to older people. I don't know whether you resonate with this.
Yeah, I think we all do.
We all do.
Yeah.
So in that situation, what is the best path to take, especially for the screen? How can you circumvent the situation, or should you just let it be and let life take its course, and then you explain to your child कि भाई ये अच्छा नहीं है तुम्हारे लिए मत करो, So what do you think should be done?
So I will start from a point that I want to mention about the previous question.
Yeah.
Is that you introduce the screen to your child or anything to your child when you can exercise your powers as a parent.
Right.
Now, why I say that is a lot of parents are not able to put their foot down and assert themselves.
Right.
So if I have chosen today to give access to my child, my children watch the TV. I'm not saying they don't watch. But I also know that I have the power to call out and say, hey, time's up.
Yeah.
Switch it off now.
Yeah.
And there's no discussion on that.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now they know that mom will give and take.
Yeah.
She knows, like, she will exercise her power.
Right.
And if they exploit any kind of freedom, then there will also be repercussions of it.
Right.
Right? Now, I'm able to assert myself as a parent that what's okay, what's not. And that's my job, honestly. Like, my job is to tell them what's right and what's wrong.
Absolutely.
A lot of parents are not able to do that. They give the facilities, they give the freedom, but they don't know how to exercise the limits. They're scared to say no to their children.
Yeah.
Or they're too lenient,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or they're trying to be a friend.
Yeah.
Firstly, don't try to be a friend to your children.
Yeah.
You can be friendly.
Yeah. You can't be a friend.
They have friends.
Yeah.
Why do you need to be their friend?
Absolutely.
You make your own friends.
Yeah.
This idea is very warped.
Yeah.
The idea that I have to be a friend to my child takes away your freedom to say no to your child.
Absolutely. And you
So
need
no.
to say no to your child.
You need to.
Yeah.
Today, your child is asking you for 10 minutes of screen time. Tomorrow, he says, hey, bring me a gun. What are you going to say? Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to say no.
Yeah.
They should be used to listening to a no. What
Yeah.
if they want to get a certain job, but they get denied?
Yeah.
The child needs to be able to handle a no.
Yeah.
And you are the only one who can teach that.
Yeah.
Okay, so first is assert yourself as a parent.
Yeah.
Don't be a friend, be a parent.
Yeah.
Now, the situation with elders at home, first is we have to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Right? Now, at a certain age, we're a little more rigid with learning new things.
Yeah.
Right? Secondly, they are also trying to create connection with their grandchild.
Right.
That is their intention.
Absolutely.
Third is they have physical limitation. They cannot run around like us behind a young child.
Yeah.
So what do they do with this child?
Yeah.
They have to do what's
They have to
easy.
do something. Yeah. Which is easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So first is, as a parent, you have to realize that you may not please your own parent for some time.
Yeah.
Because you are setting up a new standard at home.
Yeah.
You're setting up some new rules. So if you want to be a people pleaser, this will be really hard for you.
Yeah.
For me, my child was more important than my popularity in the house.
Yeah.
So I chose to educate my in-laws slowly about what was required for this child.
Yeah.
So if I knew mealtime, screen time is a no-no,
Yeah.
I started feeding my child in the room. It's okay.
Yeah.
For a few years, he ate separately because I was not able to, say, directly enforce that at that time.
Yeah.
But over time, my in-laws learned, when they saw the result of certain standards being maintained. The second is I also equipped them with what they could do with the child.
Yeah. I think that's the key. Yeah.
So I put books that my mother-in-law could read to my kids. So
Yeah.
she's very comfortable reading Hindi. So we put Hindi storybooks in her
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Then there were simple games that she could play with the kids, like
Yeah.
Ludo or some simple like Uno kind of a game.
Yeah.
So I encouraged her to start playing those games with the kids.
Yeah.
And then third is I created an independent setup. Of course, I have the resources as well. So I asked my help to be the playmate when I am not there.
Yeah.
So while they were sitting with my mother-in-law, but she was playing with him.
Yeah.
You see,
Yes.
because for her to sit down on the floor
Not possible,
or run
yeah.
around the child is not possible. It's very
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
So she was playing, but the child was around her.
So that connection is still there.
So they're around. They're taking care. They're ensuring that the food has been given to the child at the right time. They're ensuring, care is there, love is there. If the child is hurt, there's someone to love and pamper.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, I have somebody helping with the messy part of
Yeah.
playing as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
While she used to also play because she's very active with the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And still is. I
Yeah.
think we have our conflict is who will take care of the kids.
Yeah.
She really wants to take care of them. So it's very sweet actually.
Yeah.
But the thing is that relationship needs to be built.
Yeah.
We usually strain that relationship with conflict.
Yes.
Instead, we could help each other learn new ways of raising this child.
Right.
So by giving small ideas, obviously don't bombard with a lot of things like now you do A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Start with something small like, if your mother-in-law wants to feed the child.
Yeah.
Mummy, usko ये digest नहीं होता है. आप ये दाल चावल खिला दो ना उसको.
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
Give
they want to
options.
do that. They don't
Yeah.
want to feed kachori to your child. They want to feed something to your child.
It doesn't matter what they're feeding.
So if you can help them start replacing
Yeah.
what's okay, what's not okay, and slowly bring in the education.
Right.
So we started doing that and I think the biggest thing that worked for me is my partner was in it with me.
Yeah. I think that's very important.
That was the key because if we both were in conflict, we would not be able to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
We both came on the same page first.
Yeah.
First, we learned together.
Yeah.
And then we started helping the family learn what we wanted. Now, every couple is going to do it differently.
Yeah.
For what's right for you may not be right for me.
Correct.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But understanding why you're doing certain things, why you want it a certain way, educate yourself.
Right.
Don't do half education. Don't be an Instagram student.
Yeah.
Really, really study and understand what
Yeah.
food combinations work, why they work, why does my child, why can't my child eat this? Just understand so much knowledge is available.
Yeah.
Read, understand, because if you have the back end knowledge, you can advocate better.
Right.
And you can educate the next person.
Yeah, and especially as you're saying that screen is the next pandemic, we really need to figure this out and educate ourselves as to how to regulate ourselves, because of course they're learning by example, as you
Yeah.
said, and also how to regulate themselves, because eventually when they grow up, I mean, I can see it in both my kids where we showed the screen much earlier on to my older one, and how the screen is the be all and end all of I can literally wag that carrot of the screen to get anything done, literally. Play that screen card and you'll get anything, whereas the younger one is doing exactly as you're saying, like she's being left to play, she's doing her number, she's getting bored, she doesn't know what the meaning of bored is, and just entertaining herself, like she can sit and talk to herself for hours and nobody will even know that she's in the house.
Exactly.
So I feel like the choices that we make as parents is so important.
Absolutely.
And you see it through. Like when
Yeah.
you're seeing your child grow up, you can see the repercussion of those choices.
Yeah. And I think that idea that you mentioned, that we're using screen time as a bribe,
Yeah,
that's the most dangerous thing.
absolutely.
Because we're telling our children that this is the
This
cake.
is the thing.
Yeah.
This is it. You need to work
Yeah.
for this in life. Absolutely.
Instead of saying this is the junk,
Yeah.
we're always glorifying it
Yeah.
by making it the reward.
Yes.
And we really give very less value to boredom.
Yeah.
But all invention came out of boredom.
Absolutely.
Nobody developed anything in too much education
And entertainment.
and entertainment. It's your boredom that is the catalyst of creation.
Yeah.
So you have to allow your children to be bored.
Yeah.
I used to have days, when my children were younger. Now, of course, they're much older. They would be like, Mama, we have nothing to do. We're bored. And you could actually walk into our office and just see three of us lying on the floor. I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, when we're bored, we have to lie down on the floor and just stare at the ceiling. And then we would go to the lawn and we just lie down there and look at the stars. Or,
Yeah.
If it's like daytime, just stare at the trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every time they came to me, like, I have nothing to do. Oh, lie down quickly. Great, you got time
Yeah.
to lie down.
Oh, this is such a cute hack.
And it was actually, the intention was not to solve the problem. That,
Yeah.
hey, now you're bored. Like, okay, now quickly do this. Or,
Yeah.
this is the activity.
Yeah.
Or this is the
Let me
screen.
take out something for you. Let me fix this for you.
It was
Yeah.
always about when you're bored, this is the time to think.
Yeah.
It's the time to wonder.
Yeah. It's not the time to put on the TV.
It's not the time to shut down your brain. It's the time to actually wonder and imagine and create.
Yeah. That's so lovely.
And it was magical. Like, it was actually, it's very hard for me to describe that experience
Yeah,
to you.
yeah.
You have to do it.
I'm going to do it.
And you could actually walk into my office, like my secretary, definitely she used to be like, what is happening to these people? Because we would just lie down wherever we were in the office.
Yeah, yeah.
I just lie down on the floor and just stare for some time at the walls, and then suddenly they would get up, oh, I'm going out to play now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they
Um,
figured it out, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of boredom, my younger son is an amazing chef.
Wow.
And not now. They are cooking with me since they were young.
Yeah.
My older son is also great. Like,
Yeah.
he makes the best food as well.
Yeah.
But they would just cook with me. I would
Yeah.
involve them, like, come, you set up the table.
Yeah.
You cut the vegetables.
Yeah.
They know everything. They can make the entire meal for you.
Wow.
Whether it's Indian or Italian. My younger one just plated us like panna cotta with berry compote, and it was just insanely good.
That
He
is
does
so nice.
Americano corn ribs for us because his mom loves it. So he learned how to do that, and he
Wow.
makes the best corn ribs. The thing is, boredom allowed him to find kitchen as a space of entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the best space for entertainment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Both the kids are great chefs.
Yeah.
Both are great with people.
Yeah.
Because they never had that window of more than 25-30 minutes to watch.
Yeah.
They have to do something else.
Yeah. They have to talk to people. They
They
have
would
to
just go
involve
out
themselves.
and play. They have random friends.
But that's also something that I find increasingly, that when you go in social settings, I don't know whether you've noticed this, but kids especially, like I remember when I was a kid, I didn't need another child. I would not ask, are there other kids my age? It was a family occasion. You had to dress up. You had to go with your mother and you have to figure it out. Like you either talk
Sure,
to some old aunt or something, or do something, like whatever. Now the kids are just like, What's in it for me? Why am I coming with you? And that I feel I want to be very mindful of as a parent, that
You should,
it's
yeah.
non-negotiable. This is a family situation. You have to come and you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And you're lucky now there are two of y'all.
Yeah.
So you're lucky. I got mine after 7 years. My
Yeah.
brother's 7 years younger, So they're literally just 3.5, 4 years apart. I said, now you have two. So
Yeah.
there is no excuse to not come anywhere. There's no excuse to say, oh, I'm bored. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. But I find this increasingly in younger people,
Yeah.
where they just find it so awkward to be around adults. They feel so awkward to talk. They're so shy. And all this I feel is an impact of this safe space, maybe. I don't know whether I'm right, but this
Yeah.
safe space that you're talking about, this cocoon of, the coma cocoon, which you're talking about. That, oh, okay, when I'm with my iPad, I'm safe. When I'm with real people, I'm not safe,
It's also the adults. You see, as parents, most people have lost their patience for
Yeah.
their children.
Yeah.
And there's no understanding of child's life stages.
Yeah.
So today, my teenager is in an awkward phase, right? He'll
Yeah.
say the wrong things.
Yeah.
He'll be clumsy.
Yeah.
He will be awkward about himself and
Right.
us.
Of course.
So for me to understand that, hey, he's not doing this to me.
Yeah.
This is his phase of life.
Yeah.
This is how puberty works.
Yeah.
If I give him that understanding,
Yeah.
he's more comfortable to be around me.
Yeah.
If he says the wrong thing, instead of saying, how can you say that you're being rude, or, just getting
Yeah,
angry
yeah.
at him, I could just say, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Don't say that to me.
Yeah.
And in a very calm, normal voice. And he
Yeah.
understands, okay, I crossed a line here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, he didn't cross the line intentionally.
Yeah.
He crossed the line because that's exactly what his phase of life is supposed to do to him.
Right.
Right? He's awkward about his body because actually a child in puberty is very, very awkward about their body because their body is developing in a very different way.
And they can't
So
understand.
their torso develops later.
Yeah.
So the limbs elongate
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
have body balance.
Yeah.
Their body smells.
Yeah. Suddenly.
Because
Yeah.
hormones are getting activated.
Absolutely.
It's like how you are in your period.
Yeah. Yeah.
The week before the period is
Yeah.
what your child is going through for a couple of years.
Yeah.
If you can
Stuff.
give that child that understanding,
Yeah.
you can help that child integrate into the family setting.
Yeah.
That child will come with you.
Right.
Second is, don't over discuss.
Yeah.
We overprotect our children. So when they're
Absolutely.
young, we're like, oh, if he ye bore ho jayega, to chalo ye bhi leke jaate hai, chalo ye bhi leke jaate
Yeah,
hai.
yeah.
We prepare so much for their
Yeah.
boredom
Yeah.
that the child is getting the message that in the family gathering, I'm going to be bored.
Right.
And I will need to be entertained.
Right.
So as they grow older and they have a voice, they're going to tell you that I don't want to come.
Yeah.
Because this is boring. Because you actually said that first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't prepare for your child.
Yeah.
Let them come. Let them eat the food that's available.
Yeah.
Let them connect with the people that are there. Let them just
you're,
be on the
you're
floor.
absolutely right. I think that because me and my husband, we had just one at that time and we would want to go for dinner. But guilt tha, parent guilt, because we both are working. So we're like, okay, let's tag this one along as well. So we are tagging the child along, which if you want to have a couple date dinner, you don't need to take your child. You can go by yourself, do your thing. But no, we would take her along and then we would give her the screen. So that entire 45 minutes, 1 hour that we are having, say, a glass of champagne with each other or whatever, that child is watching the screen. Somewhere down the line, we both realized that this is the worst idea in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to come with us then for dinner because she was getting that screen, because she was not getting that at home.
Yeah.
So then my husband said, done. We are done. There's going to be no screen. You want to come with us? You're free to come for any dinner with us, but there's going to be no screen. You have to talk to us. You have to hang with us. You have to chill with us, whatever.
Exactly.
Slowly, now it's become about the meal.
Yeah.
Oh, Mama, I want to eat this, so can we go here?
Yeah.
I said, this is normal. I said, okay, yes,
Yeah.
we have reached this this happy
Lovely.
stage.
Yeah.
So of course we learned it through trial and error, but it would have been so nice had we had this input when we were kind of making this mistake that don't do this.
Yeah.
This is a bad scene. You'd rather leave her home with your in-laws or with your nanny or whatever. Go do your thing. Don't tag her along because this is of no use to her.
Absolutely.
Or then if she's coming along, then make it about her. This is her outing then, which I feel a lot of young parents, we all make this mistake, as you said, and we do need tools to kind of teach us otherwise, especially for this navigation of screen, because it's just becoming it's a sickness.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think one thing you said very beautifully actually, that as young couples, you need to take that time out
Yeah.
to just connect with each other.
Yeah. You do.
We over obsess with our children,
Yeah,
you know, that we can't leave them behind. We have to always be with them, or they have to be with us. That over responsibility actually drains the spark in your marriage.
Yeah.
The thing is, parenting is a partnership also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So if your partnership is working well,
Yeah.
this becomes easier for you.
Yeah.
So you have to take that time out for each other.
Yeah.
Even if it's 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and for parents who can't leave their child at home alone, or say
Yeah.
they don't have the support, I would say just sit on the dining table alone and leave the child on the floor to play.
Absolutely.
And have a 30-minute session of connection.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Just talk to each other freely. But of course, the best thing is to leave the house, because when you change the setting,
Everything
you're
changes.
more free.
Yeah.
Right? Because inside the house, you're both responsible.
Yeah.
Outside the house, you both are free to be yourself.
Absolutely.
And then connect, then talk to each other, then discuss the problems that you're facing.
Yeah.
Help each other find solutions.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
think
your
that's important.
partnership is the biggest gift you can give to your child.
Absolutely. That's so beautifully said, actually. That's
and
true.
that's what your children need. They
Yeah.
just need a happy, healthy home.
Yeah.
So you be happy and healthy can just be the biggest gift.
Yeah.
And if you're happy and healthy, you will do 2 extra things for your child.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll
for
have
sure.
the energy and the compassion and the love
Yeah.
to give that child.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ruchira. This was absolutely phenomenal. I cannot tell you how much this has helped me. And I know that this is going to help every single person who's going to listen to this beautiful podcast. Thank you so much. This was an absolute pleasure.
It was really a pleasure to have this conversation with you, Sneha. And thank you for taking up this topic.
Yeah.
It's such an important topic.
It is.
And through you, if we are able to help even a few parents
Yeah.
really understand the issue here and help, raise children mindfully,
Yeah.
I think we both would have done a good job.
I think so. I
Yes.
think so. Thank you so much for joining me in this conversation. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. And also, like, share, and subscribe to my channel.